So I did this shoot at a wedding a while back, and it was raining. I wanted to put my flash like down here, but you can kind of see that it's wet down here at the bottom. And the rain was coming in. I know you can't really see it, but you can kind of see a little bit of droplets right here. Always clear out your background. You never know what you can see. I usually put people in the way, but I didn't see that water bottle till it was too late. I already shot like 15 shots by then. But I wanted to get this quick little silhouette of them like this. And on the editor, I'm going to darken this portion up right here and then have this light around her and him. I kind of wish I had turned the mirror so it can kind of get him a little bit, because I did another shot. I don't know if I did it. Nope, it's not there. But this is a really hard shot to do, which I kind of want. You can kind of see it right here. Here's the leg, the stand of the flash. You can kind of see the hot spot of the flash right there. This is shot on an X-T5, and it's a the 18 to 50 2.8 Sigma, and I really love this lens, especially with this sensor. Way back when, people would be like, oh, you have to shoot with prime, but it's raining, and I don't want to be flipping and turning lenses while it's raining outside. It's really humid. The other thing that ends up happening too is if you're in air conditioning, you go outside like this, you're going outside here, the humidity will get to it and then cause your lens or the sensor to fog out or fog over, and I didn't want that either whatsoever. So I usually shoot with zoom. 18 to 50 is a really good, I mean, this is a great lens. I mean, a little bit of chromatic aberration, you can see it right here, but that's easily fixed. Super sharp all the way through. I really did enjoy this. This lens is on my camera like 90% of the time. The other one is that macro 30 mil that Fuji has. That one is beautiful. I love that one. Just a couple more shots from there. I'll put a couple of shots in there. The only thing I don't like about this lens is when you're completely at at 18, it bows. You can kind of see the bow right here, but luckily for me, Luminar AI, which is what I'm using, they fix that bow in there. Like I said, you have to make sure you clear out the background. Water bottle, little stand. There's some people back there, but it's a really good picture. I like it. I didn't notice this at first. The only reason I noticed it was because it flashed one time, but I have another flash over here that I was doing the wedding with, and so this flash is back there. But I'll start having some more videos here pretty soon. I know this one's a little short, but I shoot almost all my weddings with a Sigma 18 to 50 or the 28 to 70 for the Sony, I guess, version of it. But I don't trust the Sony in the water. I trust the Fuji a little bit more in the water, especially if you have the cover on top. It's really good. But overall, I think the Fuji in this 18 to 50 is like a perfect combination for wedding photography. If you're trying to get into it, I would say X-T5 for sure, X-T4 because it has a little bit of IBIS on there. And the 18 to 50 is a perfect combination. I have a couple of shots that I shot with the X-T4. Give me a second, let me look for those real quick. So these are a couple of shots that I shot with the X-T4 and the 50 to 140 2.8 that Fuji makes, the Fujinon. The image looks good. I mean, it's got a little bit of bokeh, you know, a little blurry background back here. It does 100% pick up on what you're looking at, so it's focused on his face, so she's kind of blurred out a little bit. This one right here is a Sony. You can kind of tell a little bit. Same thing, 28 to 70, 2.8. It's bowing. Also, you can kind of see the bow right here. We kind of look at it compared to what it should be. So, but you kind of see it in there that it does bow it out a little bit. But I like the X-T4. It's really good, especially on this. What I usually do is I set up the X-T4 on the side or in the back of the room, and I do the 140 because I think that's what this is at, and I just take the shots of them real quick that way. I would say for a wedding, and I'm probably going to go through my list for a wedding, but I have way too much gear most times. But for a wedding, I would definitely 100% say bring a zoom and a wide angle as best you can. I always forget to bring my Sony 20 mil 1.8. I really like that lens, but I always forget to bring it. And the reason why I say that is because there's a shot, and I'll show you on the next wedding, but I had to get really low to the ground, and the Sony 20 mil would have worked out perfect. Or even the 16 mil Fuji, but I didn't bring it because it was raining on that day too. I would have never switched it out anyway. Okay, so here would have been a good spot for the 20 mil. I have them, and I'll show you two different pictures that I took, but they wanted the bell tower and them ringing it with the church tower. And so what I ended up doing was I ended up doing two shots. I was going to try to stitch it, but the guy moved and the girl grabbed the rope for the bride. But this would have been perfect for a 20 mil or that 16 mil with a Fuji. But I don't think the 16 mil would have done so well here. But at least the 20 mil I know would have done good because I had a same situation at another place in Austin, exact same shot, and I had the 20 mil and I could get everything in focus. I had to get really low to the ground so I could get it. But this one, you can use the 28 mil because I think that's what the lens that was on here. You can use the 28 mil for that one, and but you had to get real low. So this shot right here, I took 3 of them, I think, but I'm only showing you 2. Same exact thing. If I had a 20 mil, but I'm literally on the ground, like really, really low, and I'm trying to adjust. And the one thing I don't like about Sony is it doesn't have that flip up screen like the Fuji does. So I'm kind of blindly looking at it. But overall, I think to do a wedding, I think a wide angle lens, really, really wide, as far as 20 mil, 18 mil if you can find one, but those are manual focus. So in a wedding, I don't think that's feasible. But overall, I think that if you bring a wide angle lens like a 20 mil, a 24 if you can step back or get really low, the 28 to 70 is really good zoom overall from Sigma. I don't think there's any problems with that one. And then a long lens like a 200, 70 to 200, 2.8. Don't get the 4 because you're not doing video unless you're doing video, but I think the 2.8 is perfect. If you want to get the 4, that's fine. What is it? What do I use? Luminar AI. You can defocus in the background and get that blur if you want that. But the 4 is supposed to be really light. You can do macro with it. I think it's a gimmick, but everybody's a little bit different. Somebody got all mad at me. It's your opinion, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, it's my opinion. But that's it. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit. I haven't been on in a while, so I want to thank you. Have a good day, good night, and I'll see you on the other side.